Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure that all of you have heard Donald Trump has been barred from the 2024 presidential race by the Colorado Supreme Court, citing Section 3 of the 14th Amendment. Now, I know that a lot of people are upset about this. They're very angry, very worried. I'm here to say, let not your heart be troubled. We're here to absolutely laugh at how far these lunatics are having to go to stop Trump. I thought it was a fait accompli that Biden would beat Trump. If that were true, they wouldn't have to be doing this. Do you think that they want to do this? They are having to take the full mask off in order to quote unquote defeat Trump. Let's laugh at them. Let's laugh at these people that are so partisan and pathetic, and it's hilarious to me. These people have to go this far, and it's not even going to work. Do you understand? If for some reason this doesn't get overturned, and it's looking like it's going to, even if it doesn't, Trump will start the biggest write-in campaign in American history for Colorado. It will be absolutely massive. Wouldn't that be something if the Colorado Supreme Court got this upheld, which I don't think it will be, but even if they did, and it turned out that Donald Trump still won by a write-in vote? Oh my God. That would be amazing. But it blows my mind. These people don't know what to do. They are terrified of Trump because he is going to break their toys. He's going to take away all of these things that they have built up for so long, which is at the expense of the American people. They're going this mask off because they're afraid of him. If they were not afraid he was going to win, they would not be doing this. But you look at recent polls, and not just an individual poll, but you take a look at the aggregate. For the first time ever, Trump is actually ahead in the polls. This, and not just by like a little bit, but by a lot. I mean, look at this. The average is 3. So the New York Times, which we know is always going to be pro-Biden, is +2. CNBC, +6. Fox News, +4. Morning Consult, +2. Harvard Harris, +4. Economist YouGov is a tie. Right, wink. Rasmussen, +10. NPR, Biden +1. Of course it is. And Emerson, Trump +4. Do you understand? They are terrified of him. And that's why we should laugh. Absolutely. This is not a moment to feel defeat or anger. This is a moment to feel exuberant joy. This is amazing. They are having to break every bit of decorum and tradition and every standard and expose themselves to this degree to try to get Trump, and it's not even going to work. It's not working. So I know that some people have reacted negatively to this, and I understand. It is sickening that these people are using our legal system in such a corrupt way and are debasing and bastardizing the rule of law in this country. But understand, they're going to fail. In the Bible, it says that the evil ones fail. And they're going to fail here too. They're going to lose. And they're going to lose badly. And they have but themselves to blame. So, I wanted to do this video really as something uplifting, because I know there's all this news, and if it can feel overwhelming at times. Some people call it the black pill. I'm not about that. Because I see what they're doing. I see how far they're having to go, and it actually raises my spirit because if it were just me or a couple other people, they wouldn't have to be doing this. But there is more of us than there are of them. And do you know how I know that's true? Because if there weren't, if it was just a few fringe people, they could ignore us. They wouldn't even have to do anything. Oh, Trump is so unpopular. He's so hated. You know, he's Hitler-esque. No one likes him. They wouldn't have to do this. They wouldn't have to be pulling out the stops and going full authoritarian. Now, I wouldn't say what these judges did is treason, but what do you call it when a bunch of partisan radical leftoids abuse the Constitution, abuse the rule of law to try to take away the will of the American people? I don't know what you call it, but it's what happened. And it's going to get overturned, thankfully, because these Timpock dictators, there are still checks and balances against them. And so they try to take Trump off the ballot. If they are successful, which I don't think they will be, it will be the biggest writing campaign of all time. And some people say, well, they won't be able to count the electoral ballots. It doesn't matter. It will be to send a clear and decisive message. Plus, the legal battle in the Supreme Court will be very interesting. That the will of the people was that Trump be elected, and you're saying that he can't be because of your interpretation of a rule that it doesn't actually apply to him. Because as we know, January 6th was not an insurrection. And as we know, Trump has not been convicted of insurrection. So, in both counts, you fail. You fail every metric of the literacy and comprehension test if you buy into this thing that Trump is an insurrectionist. So, yeah, I mean, let's watch a clip from Fox News of all places. Let me find it real quick. But like you see from the poll, Trump is ahead. They're terrified of that. They're terrified of Trump because they can't stop him. The American people continues to support him. Do you realize that Trump has been called every name under the sun? That Trump has been called every name under the book, and it hasn't worked. Like every playbook in their arsenal, they've tried against Trump, and he's still popular.
Just getting that breaking news about the Colorado State Supreme Court saying, based on the 14th Amendment and former President Trump's.
And by the way, before Fox News claims my video, what I will say is I am reacting to this because it is newsworthy and because it is a topic of conversation that's going on. So I know that Fox News will try to copyright claim my video. I'm just trying to make it a little more difficult for them because this is entirely fair use and they're reacting to clips that they don't own. So I just wanted to go ahead and say that in case they do try to claim my video because I don't like Fox News. I think that I think they're awful. But even more than that, they are awful because they claim videos. So
actions during January 6th that he is not allowed to be on the ballot in Colorado. Just receiving word from the Trump campaign, a reaction to this ruling. Quote, unsurprisingly, the all-Democrat appointed Colorado Supreme Court has ruled against President Trump, supporting a Soros-funded left-wing group's scheme to interfere in an election on behalf of crooked Joe Biden by removing President Trump's name from the ballot and eliminating the rights of Colorado voters to vote for the candidate of their choice. Democrat Party leaders are in a state of paranoia over the growing dominant lead President Trump has amassed in the polls. They've lost faith in the failed Biden presidency and are now doing everything they can to stop the American voters from throwing them out of office next November. The Colorado Supreme Court issued a completely flawed decision tonight. We will swiftly file an appeal to the United States Supreme Court and a concurrent request for a stay of this deeply undemocratic decision. We have full confidence that the Supreme Court will quickly rule in our favor and finally put an end to these un-American lawsuits. Again, that's from the Trump campaign.
Based. Yeah, that's an awesome response to this. Yeah, I wanted to play that because I thought that it was important to hear that Trump isn't giving up. It's not like he heard this and was like, oh, golly shucks, well, I guess I'm off. No, he's going to fight this. I don't know what the Supreme Court is going to do. They've been rather wishy-washy on this sort of stuff. So who knows? But even if they say, well, we're not going to touch this or whatnot, or even if they rule against him, it's going to be the biggest write-in campaign in American history to send a message that this is unacceptable, that you don't just get to do this. I don't know if I want to push my luck with CNN. Oh God, I don't think I want to watch a clip from CNN. All right, I'm going to subject you guys to it.
No living being should ever eat processed food for every single meal of their life.
All right, I want to go to Eric Olson now. He's one of the attorneys who argued this case for the plaintiffs. And Eric, I appreciate your time. As I said, we knew there was going to be a decision. I don't know that very many people expected it to be quite like this. Maybe you are one of them. The court did rule in your favor, not unanimous. It was 4-3. What was your reaction when you first saw this moments ago?
I was thrilled.
Oh, so this guy is the one who this is the guy who was pushing for this. Why am I not surprised he looks this way?
And proud to be in America, where courts can hear disputes like this. We had 6 Colorado voters put on an equal footing with a former president. Each got to put on our case. The district court ruled, found facts, and ruled on the.
By the way, the district court ruled against them, so they appealed to the Colorado Supreme Court, and this is the result. Now, obviously, this guy looks like some kind of mutant from the X-Men, but the reality is that these people are evil, and what they believe in is that they should have the right to silence you, censor you, take away your rights. Trump has not been convicted of insurrection. January 6th wasn't an insurrection, but these people are so demented, so ideologically possessed, that they would happily march into a courtroom and demand that your rights be taken away. This guy doesn't want you to have the right to vote for the person that you want to vote for. People like him are a threat to this country, and a threat to democracy, and a threat to the rule of law, and a threat to our civil society, because they believe that they should be able to decide for you who you can vote for. Now, this guy is not a Republican. He's going to vote for Joe Biden. He's going to vote for somebody else. But he's saying, no, that's not good enough. You can only vote for the person that I deem you can vote for. So, honestly, I find these people to be repulsive. I find them to be repugnant. They're ugly inside and out. And constantly, what they're attempting to do is to take away your rights. And that's essentially what it is. That's what they want. That's what they're proud about. This guy, oh, I'm so proud that 6 people could stand against the president. To do what? The only thing you did was make this country a little bit worse and more embarrassed. You embarrassed the nation. I imagine you probably embarrassed your entire legacy, your parents, your grandparents, because this isn't a win. You tried and are going to fail to take away the rights of Americans to vote for who they want to vote for. And that is pretty sad. And so that's why I wanted to make this video, to laugh at these people. That's the most important thing that you can do, is to remember to laugh at these people because of how pathetic they are. This guy spent time and money and effort doing something so fruitless, something that hurts this country, hurts the Constitution, hurts the rule of law, exposes, I mean, in the positive, it exposes the corrupt Colorado Supreme Court. But it does embarrass this country severely. It does make us look like a banana republic. It does make us look really bad. So I'm glad this guy's proud. No one else is. We're just going to laugh at this guy and the media for running with this, and Cenk Uygur of the Young Turks and all of these other leftoids. We're going to laugh at them because not only are they throwing out every tradition, every bit of sanctity in this country, but they're going to do it for nothing. They're going to lose. They're going to be humiliated. They're not going to have their platforms or their channels. Alternative media is already growing at an exponential rate. Styx Hexenhammer and people like Razorfist are one day going to be able to buy CNN because it's going to be sold for pennies on the dollar. Ladies and gentlemen, understand good things are coming. We just have to get through the bad. And I think that Trump has an above 50% chance of winning the presidential election. I think this is just deflection and smokescreens. Trump has been deemed appropriate for ballots in other states where they tried this. They got one in Colorado. I imagine it's going to be quickly overturned. So I wanted to upload this video to say, let not your heart be troubled. This isn't bad news. It's embarrassing as a country and it's unfortunate, but it's not the be-all, end-all. It's not going to change anything. Trump will most likely be on the ballot, and if he's not, there will be the biggest write-in campaign in history. And even if they try to disqualify those votes and disqualify those electors, it will send a message that the entire nation will hear. And I think that it just goes to show how absolutely scared shitless they are of Trump. He has every chance of winning. Don't let anyone tell you different. Stay positive, stay happy, and keep standing up for what you believe in. But do it with a smile on your face. Don't be as miserable and sad and pathetic as these people. Anyway, have a great day, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you next time.